been a couple of weeks since we had our last session.
Yep. Bottom.
Hello. So, would someone like to... I don't know if Silverback's a little late or if he's not able to come this time, but for now we'll just continue and see if he joins in shortly. Does someone want to give a recap of last time?
Yeah, we went to the tower. We went almost to the top. We couldn't go to the top because it was just broken mess. So we explored the bottom of the tower. We found the fighter. We found how the heroes and the monsters and that they are not coming really. And some other useful data and things, experimental things. Like hiding the symbiont and stuff that we kind of started the process and didn't finish because it was painful and we had no idea what we're playing with. We still don't know what we're playing with.
Right. And Lilith is in not a great medical way right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear us, Raven?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. So, why don't we pick up this session here in the infirmary, where you know they've had you under observation for several days now, Lilith, and they're not sure they can do anything. Their suggestion is sending several people back to the facility, including yourself, and trying to understand it a little bit better. Maybe they can reverse the process, but they're not certain because they've not really seen much about the place other than what you reported.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay. So for us to begin, I'd like Lilith to roll an average resilience check, but before we do that, everyone can recover all their strain.
That's all. Perhaps I should have put something into resilience. Does anyone mind if I use a story point right off the bat?
No, I don't. We didn't use one last time. I don't think.
I think you used 2 last time. I've just reset it back to the 3. Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. upgrade, right? Resilience. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, it helped.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
So as you try to stand up, Lilith, right in this moment, you're feeling quite good. You feel like there's a little bit more adrenaline pumping through you than normal. Um, and surprisingly, it's the first time in days that you haven't been experiencing any pain.
That's good.
It's morphine.
Give me some more of that.
Don't get addicted.
So tell me what to do.
So,
Alright, so we
Lilith,
head
I
out.
believe, is the highest ranking member of the team.
I think I'm higher ranking now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think he surpassed me. That little scamp.
Okay. If that's the case, then it will be,
Oh, no, I'm ranked 4 now. Yes.
yeah, give me a, sorry, as the leader of the team there, I think it falls to you right now to assemble the people you think you might need to head back there to help with this strange mess you've found yourself in.
All right. Team meeting. What do you guys think?
All the people.
It's been a while. Refresh my memory. We were at a tower and we're going back to head up the tower, right? It's been a
Well,
while.
last thing you did in the tower was Liv getting inside the machine in the bottom level, and you all turning it on for some reason.
I think he dropped out like just before that happened.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So they
Yeah,
turned it
our
on
voice of reason.
when they returned to the SGC. Some scans were done, and it turns out the symbiote has been half fused with her
The host.
host. They stopped it before it was finished because Lilith was in incredible pain and they didn't really want that to continue. So that's why they stopped the process. But yeah, upon returning back, they found it's been half fused.
We had no idea what we were doing.
And
My defense, the robot went in first and nothing bad happened.
Because he didn't have a symbiote.
No, because he's a robot.
That too.
It was a
I've
great robot.
just to let you know, I've just received a message, and due to real life stuff, it looks like from this particular game, Silverback's gonna have to drop out.
That sucks.
Not
That happens.
from here on out, so it'll be the three of you until Rift returns, or if he's not able to because of other things changing, then going forward until we get more players, it'll be the three of you. Okay. So yeah, let's work out what sort of people you'd like to accompany you to help with this task.
So we need to help out Raven somehow. All right, we're gonna need a medical team, obviously.
Okay.
Yes, all the morphine.
And scientists.
Some researchers.
We need to know what it does, how it does it, not necessarily. Can this thing reverse it, or will it have to continue it?
Yeah, some science, some researchers for computer bio experts in the field.
Test subjects would be good.
You are one.
I mean,
That-
other than me.
I know no other Goa would willing to risk something crazy like that.
Not
No,
me.
but like animals.
I mean, without a symbiont, it won't do anything. Unless it makes monsters as well, then that's okay. That's weird. Maybe they fuse a snake with a human, and that's how what monsters
Yeah,
work
I
are made.
suspect it might like fuse different animals together or animals with people. So I think we should just take some animals and like see if it makes a chimera or something.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying is that we need
let's
to
find the
take
cat, find the dog, we shove them in there, press on, and see what happens. Yes.
Yes, let's also bring a tiger and a lion for the legendary liger.
No, because that will have to kill.
I was thinking like mice and rats, maybe a snake.
I mean, snake will eat mice and rice before process even begins.
Not if I sat it first.
All right, so let's get medical research to see what they can do for Raven for now, and then a also research team to see if they can undo it. I feel like that's gonna be. Can I go ahead and use the respected officer trait to I'll actually use the former professor one to ask one of my buddies at the university I went to for help. Obviously in the bio fields, not in the culinary fields.
Sure. What is their name and what sort of field precisely are they in?
We'll say Dr. Leo, I don't know why. Dr. Leo, and he will be field in life science, I guess. I'll say that I talked to him about weird dishes, whatnot, and he'll be trying to figure out on researching kind of various hybrids and such, and genetic structures and whatnot. A genetic expert, in particular, like DNA and
Okay.
stuff.
Great idea. I'm sure that he has some grad students that would be willing to do anything to get their degree.
He'll have grad students who will do anything for a recommendation.
Did you have a surname for Dr. Leo, or just you call him Dr. Leo?
I'll just call him Dr. Leo.
Okay.
He probably does. I just never asked.
Right.
Dr. Leo.
Okay, so
And since it's a small favor, I can pay him for his time as well. Because this is kind of a bigger thing, but I can just say, hey, will you do this job for me?
so he's an expert in life science and
Yep.
specifically genetics. So then he will also need to be good on that. There we go. I think.
I mean, the research that you're giving him access to is probably worth any amount of payment for him.
That's true.
And because of his field, he's probably a little bit okay with physical science as well. So I'll put some into that for him. And there we go. We have Dr. Leo.
I guess in real life, if you're good at like biology, you'd be good at both the life science and physical science. I'd hope so.
And
You would have an idea.
I do. I'm not an expert on all things.
now appearance might be familiar to you, Reese, but here we go. So
Well,
that
I mean,
is-
he is a professor of genetic structure, so I guess I see. That explains why he's so interested in genetic structure. I'll say also his field is cloning in particular. It works.
Yeah, so because the way I set this up initially was to copy the other game files over, means that I've got a lot of characters from there I can basically repurpose and rename really quickly.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how I've done that one. So yeah, this
And the other
is
game, he was the clone trooper.
yeah. So he is Dr. Leo. He meets you in the briefing room here. So let's actually, you know what? Here is actually a really good place to be. Yeah, so when he comes in, he's briefed fairly quickly on the situation and also informed about your guest there, Septimus, who he thinks might hold some of the answers. So he suggests meeting you all in the observation room above Septimus's little not so much cell as it is just the area where they're keeping him at the moment with the lights turned down. It's one of the facilities there that is quite useful to research and keep him calm. But uh, he's Dr. Leo suggests that speaking to Septimus, because you're the ones who rescued him, you would have a lot more sway with him than anyone else, in his opinion.
All right, let's go.
So, yeah, the particular, I can't remember the precise name of the room, but the observation room for the room that Septimus is in, I don't remember the name of that room right now, is on this level, so you can head there fairly easily. So he asks you to lead the way, as he's only recently received clearance as a, because Zhao Shen contacted him with this. Recently received clearance for this particular research. He's been familiar with the Stargate program a little bit longer than that. Otherwise, Zhao Shen probably wouldn't know him.
Okay, it's gonna be our new team member. Is this room with the big bull sign?
Yeah, that's where Septimus is, and the observation room is this one here. So you can either head into the room directly with Septimus, or you can go to the observation room, whichever you think would be a better thing to do right now.
I'm just heading there directly.
Okay. You're the one that actually met him, so.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to go to meet Septimus face to face, you'd come round to the top of the thing here, and in that way.
So I was just gonna go through the window.
Yep.
Right.
Like I
And
do.
is Onyx going in there as well, or is it just going to be...
No, Onyx will be in the observation room.
Okay. Yeah. So you approach Septimus there, and fairly quickly he starts to speak to you as before. Thank you for saving me.
No problem.
Did you find anyone else when you returned?
I don't believe that we did.
So I am the last of my team.
Unfortunately.
The people here tell me I have become sensitive to light. That it caused me to act erratically and attack you or something when we left the cave.
So you don't do well in light. That's good to know. Well, we'll still need you for a job.
Last thing I remember is exiting the cave into the sunlight and then waking up here.
Nothing else? You kind of went berserk, but it's okay. Was not your fault.
You helped me and I returned that with violence.
Ask him if he remembers going in that machine.
What's a machine?
So.
The big thing, big strange thing. I described like the physical. I didn't actually say it, so I'll describe the physical thing as the big gray thing.
I'll describe the painful experience of being in it.
That sounds familiar.
Would I have a picture of it I could send on his screen?
Oh, possibly.
From my end.
Give me a general knowledge check. Average. To see whether or not you thought about actually taking a shot of it.
So that's 2.
Yes.
Okay. General knowledge.
Do you have a built-in fax machine?
No.
Yeah, so take a strain because it was, to save this image that you thought might come in useful, you had to delete some other data from your core memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, you press some buttons in the observation room, and on one of the monitors near him displays an image of the device that Lilith went inside of. I remember that. They told me it was going to make me stronger. I guess it did. But somewhat ironic, I guess.
So were you like human before that?
Yeah.
Did they send you in like with a bull?
Well, it was similar to a bull, but it looked strange.
How so?
They were feeding it meat. It had more musculature than I would have expected, and sharp teeth.
Did it stand on two legs and have tiny, funny-looking arms?
No. It was still using 4 legs to get around. They brought in a small furry creature. It ate it rather quickly.
Not a Carnotaurus.
No, it was like a bull, but different.
Modified bull. Not a dinosaur.
What's a dinosaur?
It's complicated.
I will put an image, general, dinosaurs from children's book.
An unus. It's like a mutated unus.
Kind of, but one of them is literally named Meatball, so I thought of it.
That's fair.
Yes, can I help you at all? Can you undo this?
Well, we're trying to figure that out.
Can I be me again?
Don't know yet.
We are working on. We did bring an expert to try and figure this out.
Dr.
Have you
Leo
seen them?
steps forward with his hand outstretched. So far, not having understood any of this conversation, as it was still being spoken in the Greekish Goa'uld dialect. I'm Dr. Leo. Pleased to meet you.
He speaks strangely.
I'll translate for Dr. Leo.
Okay.
Why is his hand reaching towards me?
Why is your hand reaching towards him?
Oh, do you not shake hands here with your people?
So he wants to shake your hand?
What would be the purpose of that?
Onyx from observation room. Cultural greeting.
A greeting. Very well.
He grabs Dr. Leo's hand. Having not been in the company of people for, 60 years or so, probably grabs it slightly harder than he'd intended to. Would you mind letting go?
Let him go, please. He's a weak man.
Did I greet him incorrectly?
Oh, you did, but it's okay.
No, you did. He's just a weakling. It's fine.
Your customs are odd.
Well, Zhao, this individual friend of yours, he appears to be somewhat genetically modified to, well, if I didn't know a better term, I would call him a minotaur.
That's correct. We found a machine in a tower that seems to fuse things together. I was hoping to enlist your help in order to study this machine and hopefully reverse engineer it to undo the process.
So your implication then, and based on the notes that were sent to me on my flight over here, would indicate that this individual named Septimus was not always a minotaur then.
That is precisely correct.
Well, this is somewhat puzzling. To change existing genetic code to that level as opposed to create something new would require a machine with extraordinarily regenerative as well as just incredible amount of power supplying it. Now, you urged me to hurry here. Um, Judging off of the monitors set up, keeping tabs on Septimus's condition, I would say it's likely he's been in this state for a rather long time. In fact, it seems, according to some of those monitors, that he has nanites coursing through his blood as well, and it would surprise me if he needed to eat very often at all.
He still feels hunger.
Did he not read all the files?
Well, unfortunately, it was I was sort of rushed out of the university and brought here very quickly. I read everything I could on my flight over.
From the observation room Onyx in English. He's been in this stage for about 60 years. He does not need to eat to sustain him. However, he still feels hunger. Maddening hunger.
Well,
Of course, he only focuses on the Minotaur. Doc, there's another patient that is recently and incompletely transformed.
oh yes, there was mention of a Tok'ra, I believe, who was somewhat uh, entered the machine without knowing what it was or something. This seems like a foolish idea to me, but um, when can I meet them?
You're looking at her.
It was an investigation. These kind of things happen all the time at the SGC. Don't you read the files?
Hey, calm down, calm down. He took his time out of his busy schedule to come and help us. I know you're in a rush. My friend here is. I turned Dr. Leo. I am sorry about his impatience. You see, he was accidentally exposed to the same machine, and he's a bit impatient. I'm sorry for his rudeness.
Well, he grabs Lilith's arm and sort of lifts it up slightly and starts examining it in an odd way, sort of grabbing it with one hand, pressing his fingers into your muscles with the other. Well, it seems like it hasn't had any major ill effects aside from the ones listed. Are you feeling any pain at all?
I felt pain for the last 3 days. I feel okay now, but
Hmm.
Also, the problem's on the inside. We're merged.
He walks around behind you and takes a look at your neck, pressing his fingers either side of your spine to try and, from what you can tell, trying to massage where where the symbiote would normally be to see what he can feel in terms of that. This is not good at all, is it? Well, have you eaten recently?
Of course, I've eaten recently. Zhao is here.
What
Can
about
you resist his cooking?
Septimus here? Has he eaten recently? I'm assuming you do not know the answer to that. Well then, if someone could please provide these two with some food while I hook them up to some monitors and I can observe the reaction to external inputs of nutrients, see if that alters any state of being or increases or decreases pain. It will give me a little bit more idea of some of the genetic changes occurring. So he gestures towards the chair in the room and the medical monitoring equipment nearby it to Lilith.
Fine.
He starts sticking
Better be Zhao's cooking, though.
He starts sticking the various electrodes to you: heart monitor, blood pressure gauge, and a few other bits and pieces. You get a few little node things attached to your forehead and neck.
Not my best work.
Right. Zhao brings in this food that smells really good, but the moment you start to eat it, it doesn't seem to have any flavor.
This is my new recipe. Apologies if it didn't come out as I hoped.
No, I've lost my sense of taste.
Interesting. Dr. Leo picks up a little bit of it and tastes it. No, I don't believe you have. This is bizarrely entirely flavorless. Nothing good, nothing bad, just... It's like trying to eat water.
Zap pulls a little notepad and is writing down. Okay. Good. Note for next time. Add less water.
Zhao, did you try cooking without food again?
Maybe.
So moments later, Septimus steps over to this food that Zhao has brought in.
May I have some?
Unfortunately, it's not my best work, but you may.
It smells very nice.
I was trying to focus on the smell. I unfortunately neglected the flavor.
Seconds later, the entirety of the remaining dish is consumed by Septimus as he opens his very large mouth and sort of just pours it straight down.
I guess that's what happens when you don't eat in 60 years.
I don't think he even attempted to taste it.
Probably for the best.
And yeah, as this happens, give me a easy resilience check, Lilith.
Great. We don't have enough story points for me to keep using them on these. Woo.
Yeah, so the both of you, fairly quickly, both you and Septimus, after having some of this food, feel a rush of energy pass through your body.
I feel strong.
Yeah, me too. That's what food does.
Unnaturally strong.
You are a minotaur.
Um, Dr. Leo notices some changes in the various displays there and hands you what looks like a metal stress ball. Would you mind squeezing that for me?
Sure. I'll squeeze it.
Incredible. It seems that at this moment you have strength about 1.5 times your normal levels.
How do you know my normal levels? I'm always this strong.
Well,
Talking to the biological expert, he knows the normal.
Goa'uld strength normally measures in about 200 mega.
You didn't even read my file.
No, I did not. I'm taking the average of Goa'uld strength. But even at the strongest Goa'uld we've come across, you're still exceeding that level.
Of course I am.
Yes, I know
Both
you're
you
a
and the
Tok'ra.
Minotaur.
Oh, he's I don't know what his baseline would be, unfortunately.
But he said he felt strong, so it's the hypothesis stands.
Really, you don't have a baseline for a minotaur.
No, it is not a species I encounter on a regular basis.
I'm shocked.
Also, according to those monitors there, it appears his nanites have entered a state of hyperactivity.
How many tokers do you know at the university?
Well, I've worked with 2 Tok'ra in my considerable career. The first was by the name of Charlie, who I believe was a genetically engineered child by some race named Ritu or something. Um, anyway, he and I worked together for a time, about 3 years ago, and at the end of which we managed to solve many of his genetic issues that his Toker was helping with a great deal. Uh, and he then requested to join the SGC, I believe. The other one that I worked with, well, they had some bizarre mutation as a result of a pathogen. Uh, we tried to stop it, and it did not go well. The host died, but we managed to save the symbiote.
That doesn't seem to be an option here. Not that I would want it to be.
No, from what I can tell, your symbiote has indeed fused with your spine. Your head, whoever I'm speaking to right now, the symbiote's head is somewhat still separate from the spine and the nervous system of the host. However, I believe if you had been in there longer, uh, it would have also been merged. Now, because the two brains are still in all essence separate, it is probable that we would be able to separate you without any ill effects if we can understand how this machine works. As for our large friend here, if we separate him, he might survive, or it might kill him. He has been completely integrated with whatever form of animal that it was that he was merged with.
Septimus, do you have any memories of being a bull?
I've got strange memories of. I thought they were dreams. They seemed like dreams. It didn't make sense for me to have memories of. Well, a number of things. Eating grass. Performing certain acts with cows.
Do you have ever urges to do any of those things, or I don't know, charge at red blankets, or
I've been in a cave for a long time. I haven't really had any opportunity to do much.
Subdance, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest. You might not know the answer, but how badly do you want to return to your human form? As he said, we can try and do desperate measures, but the side effects might prove fatal. Or we can try and like keep you as is and mitigate the side effects, which will be safer, but you won't be able to return. The choice is how badly do you want to return to your human form? Is it worth dying for? Not that we want to, not that I want to, but if we pursue it, it might result in death inadvertently.
I'm going to run a check to see which he would want more. Let's see. It'll be.
Discipline? Cool.
also do you want to like
Survival.
return to your non-human form as well?
I would like to at least not have to worry about losing control of my mind in the presence of light. If that means risking death, then so be it. I do not wish to spend the remainder of whatever life I have in darkened rooms.
Have we thought about just using giant sunglasses and a parasol?
I'm not sure if that's viable for the rest of the life. That's all. That means he's a walking time bomb. A danger to himself and everyone around him. I mean, it's fine, short gap, but definitely not the end solution.
I take
Well,
myself on a pair of sunglasses.
did you have anyone else to join this team, or shall I uh, approach some colleagues that have clearance, obviously?
Let's
Do we
see.
know
What else?
anyone that would be familiar with the technology?
Can I pull a now that we have so I pulled my former professor. Can I pull the respected officer and call an SGC for a someone? So he's familiar in like biology. Can I get someone specialized in reverse engineering tech
Uh,
or higher from that requisition from the SGC?
what precisely does does the talent say in regards to favors?
I believe it's the respected officer. I think it's small favor.
Is it a single small favor you were able to cash in, or is it once per session?
Let's see. Talent trees.
While he's looking that up, is it too late for me to spend my XP earned from last session on resilience?
I'm happy with you doing that if you want to.
Okay.
If it's not a career skill,
Now it costs double.
it's not double. It's so normally with a career skill, I mean it's the same cost regardless. It's 10 times whatever level you're bumping it up to. So if you're bumping it up to rank 1, then it's 10 XP. If you're bumping up to rank 2, it's
Oh,
sorry,
never
it's
mind.
5
I
times,
read it.
not 10 times.
Never mind. Oh, sorry.
There are feats that may make it a class skill.
And then if it's not a class skill, it's an extra 5 XP on top of the normal cost.
If you want to build it, I would just buy the talent to look for the talents to make it a class skill because they're easy to get usually. Like a tier 1 or tier 2, you're usually worth it if you're gonna if it's key to your character.
It might be at this point.
Actually, so can I make a can I change that? Can I make a check to request?
Yeah, you can make a check to request. Did you say it was once, like, one off thing, sorry?
No, I was wrong. It just lets me downgrade the difficulty of social check to interact with members of the group. It's not the favor one. I got
Okay.
confused.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
can
Can I-
can make a check. What sort of social
That would-
check would you like to do?
I'm guessing. I mean, I'm guessing it would be since I'm requisitioning it from the thing. As much as I don't want it to be, I'm guessing this is leadership.
Yeah,
'Cause
it would probably be the one that makes the most sense in this situation.
Can I help him with the leadership?
Sure. Who has the higher ranks in it?
I
think
mean,
I
nobody
only have
has any
2.
ranks. No one has any ranks in it.
Ah,
'cause
you
it's
haven't
leadership.
gotten that high yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can
Oh,
add a
right,
boost
right.
to it for that.
Well, what's the difficulty?
It'll be a average difficulty.
Is that with the downgrade?
No, that's before you add the downgrade.
Okay. There we go.
Right. Yeah. So. yeah, you talk to some of your superiors there, and they work out that they can get in contact with a what was that? Sorry.
Person specialized in reverse engineering foreign tech. If I'm assuming he'll focus on the biology, and this next guy will focus on like getting like the tech up and running, specializing.
Yeah. So yeah, they contact a technical expert there. What was that? Sorry, Onyx.
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. So this technical expert they contact uh, is not particularly well versed with sort of your life sciences, but is rather strong in the other sorts of science skills. Uh, and his name is Dr. Roman Chekhov.
Does he have a gun?
Does he have
I
a
think
gun?
it'll be a few. Does he have a gun? Because it might come into use later.
He does not.
Oh, well, no Chekhov's gun then. Darn it.
Yeah, so
Is that the first thing you ask him when he shows up?
Yeah, where's your gun? It might come in useful later.
yeah, Dr. Chekhov turns up. Um, he's not what you would have expected, really. When he shows up, he's an interesting individual.
How so?
Uh, he wears clothes that look like they have been through a furnace.
Nice. Well,
He
killed
doesn't
all the
smell
germs.
bad. He smells actually really strongly of cologne. Um, and he seems often distracted.
You alright there, buddy?
Um, yeah, I'm. You've got some tech for me to look at.
Yes. You come with us. It's a chimera. We assume it's a chimera producing machine, and we want to see if we can reverse engineer it and use it to separate instead of combine.
Hmm. Um, have you got the specs?
Did we download the specs? We downloaded a bunch of information. I remember. Did I on that when I was downloading all that information on the machine? Did it have specs of it?
Are you asking me?
Yes, as a GM.
Okay.
When I downloaded the stuff, did include specs? I'm assuming I was looking through it when I was sitting there downloading it.
Give me an
And
average
afterwards.
computers. What was that? Sorry.
I was just saying. Also, he's probably looking at it in the days afterwards.
Yeah. Give me an average computers check. Yeah, what you downloaded there was a number of different specs for this machine. A lot of it you looked over and it went over your head. You recognize it to be various technical specifications, genetic sequencing formulas, mathematics that you have never seen before, even as an Asgard. Um, like looking over this stuff, you do not know who originated this technology, but you're relatively sure, based on everything you've seen, that it is not Goa'uld technology.
I transfer the file, or like hand the data pad, the little iPad thing over. I don't really understand it, but I believe here are the specs. And I also want to do it. I'll look at Lilith and go, and you wanted me to leave all of this. Now it's saving your ass.
Yeah, so this guy looks over these specs here. Dr. Chekhov does, and you watch his eyes like dash back and forth incredibly quickly as he's reading through this, and his finger seems to be fairly regularly swiping through it on the tablet you gave him.
Is this guy a robot?
Might be.
Do you want to do a check to try and determine that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Give me a perception check, I think. It'll be probably hard.
But no big deal. Just an android from the Wayland Corporation. No big deal.
Figured. Oh, I still had an upgrade in there. That might have affected my last roll.
I didn't really. Not too much.
It didn't. I noticed you did, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, take a strain. But yeah, you look at him and you suspect him to be an android, but then you look over him and all indications you can see, like either he is the most realistic android you have ever met, or he's actually human.
Cyborg, probably.
Applicator?
He looks up from his tablet for a moment, notices the way you're staring at him, and responds with, "You're questioning what I am."
I mean, if it's not too rude to ask, I am curious.
I'm what some refer to as a high-functioning savant.
Ah.
I tend to hold very little interest in mundane bullshit and just want to focus on things that I can process easily.
Well, there's lots of information for you to process there.
He returns to it and just keeps cycling through it. A lot of this has been theoretical work that I've dealt with recently. This is really interesting. There's a big bull there.
Yes, this is we suspect the machine produced this, or a machine like it.
Do you this looks like it's merging things.
That is correct.
Do you want me to
we want.
finish the process?
We were hoping you could, if it could merge, we could use that schematic to unmerge it, or undo the process done by the machine.
I mean, you can, but you need the original subjects. Well,
Right.
not precisely. How to explain this? You need it, according to everything I'm reading through in this formulas and mathematical equations and all the varying readouts and everything in this tablet here. You need you need the well samples of DNA from what they were before this happened. Not precisely the same DNA. It doesn't have to match exactly, but you need
Oh, the same race, you mean?
yeah that.
So we'll need Toker DNA and bull and the bull and human DNA would be relatively easy to procure. We'll just go to that place and procure DNA from somebody, collect some spit or something at the bar.
It might be difficult considering it was a modified bull. For me, I think it should be easy because I believe doesn't the SGC keep DNA of everyone on file?
Yeah, they when you first join up, they will have taken your DNA and stored it just in case of any catastrophic incidents in which they needed to fix it.
Or if they need to compare it to aliens.
And in case of that, there's been a number of things where having the people's DNA on file would have been incredibly useful, so they eventually made it common practice.
So we have you under control. You think we'll be able to find his DNA of him in the lab? The human will be easy, but the modified bull.
Well, if we can determine maybe from some records where this bull-like creature was acquired from, whether it was modified or whether there was some bizarre alien bull-like creature, then maybe we can locate or create the exact same animal.
Where would we find?
Or maybe
Where
we could get lucky and maybe they have genetic samples at the tower.
there were a bunch of there was a bunch of research materials at the tower,
Well, then I
and maybe
believe our
there's
next
records of
stop would be the tower. Now, we're going to have to determine a way to get Septimus here there safely without exposing him to light, so my suggestion would be perhaps wait until nightfall on that planet.
Works for me.
Also, a get, does anybody have a large umbrella?
I will immediately special order him a novelty sized large umbrella. Oh wait, no, like one of those like table sized umbrellas. And novelty giant sunglasses.
Sure.
A bull walking around with a Minotaur walking around with an umbrella and sunglasses.
Yeah, like one of those big beach umbrellas. Those would be easy to get.
Yeah. You find this stuff and it costs you roughly 100 Earth credits to get them large enough to fit Septimus.
Yeah, I'm assuming I have to pay for the rush shipping.
Yeah, that's part of that 100 credits as well.
And equipment you don't expect to need.
What will... I remember when monsters attacked our village, we panicked, we went after them all, we waited for the hero to arrive to defeat them. What will happen if I go back and they see me?
I'll make sure that you won't come back so they won't see you, just like last time.
I don't remember last time.
I shoot you until you were unable to, until you came back to your senses.
Yeah, we'll make
Fascinating.
sure the coast is clear, and the worst comes to worst, you can just hide behind the umbrella. They'll never
Yeah,
know it's you.
Dr. Leo looking at this tablet that he's holding. Not the one that Chekhov had, which he's still looking through really quickly, and then you see every now and then him pause and his head sort of jerk left and right as it looks like he's almost like a scanner trying to, you know, scan an image or something. Um, but yeah, Dr. Leo looks at this tablet that he's holding, and you all know that in the time it took for the SGC to bring in Dr. Chekhov, that Dr. Leo uh, decided it would be a good idea to get a tablet that listened to uh, audio inputs and translate it. Much like your Google Translate stuff can do now, but it's specifically geared towards uh, alien languages, but it needs to be custom designed for each one. But with the few of you who understand the Greco-Roman Goa'uld here, it's translating Septimus. Um, he says he can't
I'm
remember your events last time.
I'm offended that he didn't trust me to translate for him.
Oh, it wasn't that. It was the expediency of it all.
I wasn't there when they first found him, so
Right. Well, if he has no memory, I wonder if these nanites coursing through his blood might be affecting that, and might be the source of the sunlight issues.
That would make sense.
That's likely.
oh yeah. Did you check to see if I have nanites in me? Also, we did bring back nanites, I believe. I wonder if were meant to be part of the process.
As far as I can figure, Lilith, from all of the tests that I've run on you over the last couple of hours, you do not, in fact, have any nanites in your bloodstream. I imagine that these were added somewhat later than the initial process.
Okay, that makes sense.
Especially seeing as these nanites have much in common with the nanites found in Colonel O'Neill's bloodstream from the time where he was rapidly aged, which leads me to believe they are Goa'uld technology, and from what we've discovered so far, both I and Dr. Chekhov, rather, sorry, believe that it is highly unlikely that this machine you both stepped into was of Goa'uld origin.
Huh.
Yeah, it didn't look gold to me either.
Didn't look Asgardian to either. I wonder what it could be.
Well,
Erling?
based on the image shown by your friend up there in the booth, my guess would be exactly as you said there, Lilith. It does have some small resemblance to some of the various furling technology we have seen over time.
So elusive.
Yes, it is rather rare and exciting, but also slightly problematic in that there's not really any races who fully comprehend its workings anymore.
Is frustrating indeed. Should we
Quick.
check to see if I'm affected by light?
I think it's established that you don't have the nanites, so you're good.
Should be.
Um,
Alright.
well, if you would look at the monitor in front of you for a moment, we can determine that rather quickly. Septimus, if you wouldn't mind going to the other end of the room. Could someone translate that for me?
I go ahead and do that.
Why
Septimus,
am I going over
open
there?
your umbrella.
Russ, we're running some tests. For the lights.
Okay.
Yeah, so he walks to the other side of the room, turns his back just in case, and then Dr. Leo presses his tablet a couple of times while Lilith is staring at the monitor, and these rapid light pulses just flash. Give me an easy resilience check.
Easy. Easy is 1?
Yeah, and you can have a boost as
Okay.
well.
Okay. I did also find a talent that gives me a boost, so that's what I went with.
Okay.
Resilience.
Right.
Oh.
So you find it unpleasant, but nothing really happens other than you finding it particularly unpleasant.
This makes me angry. But I'm fine.
Well, your vitals did not change at all, unlike when we ran a short test on Septimus there, and he holds his arm for a moment as remembers back to about 2 hours ago when you all saw him get punched across the room.
Yep.
And as far as I can tell, you know, the strobing lights just bothered you a bit. I imagine your host may have once been somewhat susceptible to epileptic fits or something. But I believe the Goa'uld is compensating for that, so you just found it uncomfortable, I imagine.
Actually, I think it was our Goa'uld side that found it more uncomfortable. They were underground for quite some time.
Oh, that would make a great deal of sense. I apologize. It was the most expedient way to test whether or not I was correct on my nanite theory. It seems so. Um, uh, Septimus, you no longer have to stand in the corner. You may need to translate again.
I go ahead and do that. Sorry about that.
Did you find out anything useful?
We found out that he's not particularly sensitive, so that's good. He's not a risk.
It is weird though that they made nanites that give susceptibility to light.
Could be automating the process of, because they were created as villains, so could be the method to make them into villains and to prevent them from spilling the beans, as they say, to the local town. Otherwise, they might just scream, "Stop! Stop! Don't kill me," which might fuck up the process.
I don't want to get this whole hero villain thing. Some kind of training ground or something.
Asgard, Goa'uld, as great and fantastic as they are, do like to be worshipped. I just want to be worshipped for my cooking, but not all of them are as benign. If they were, you saw their fanaticism in that town. That hero villain thing shows that it's quite an effective method, if not unethical.
Much easier methods.
I believe Zhao may be right in that it is an effective way to have them go berserk, but also gives a rather easy way to bring them back under control when needed by simply creating an absence of light. Which I imagine they have some sort of device for to shield the individual if they need to.
I suppose in a way that makes sense, so that they'll be seen when they're angry and not be seen when they're calm.
Yes, as far as I can tell, he has a total of 3 different forms of nanite streaming through his blood, of great quantities of each, however. They are all very, very similar in design. There's just a slight tweak here and there. My guess, based on these tests, is one controls this light sensitivity thing, another controls this, his metabolism in essence, designed to keep everything alive, even in the lack of nutrients, which must be excruciating, poor lad. And the third, I have yet to divine the purpose of.
Well, I think our course is clear. We'll take a team. We might request from the SGC like a escort. One team to escort you and Dr. Chekhov to the machine and get that prepped while we search. We go back in and search for the samples of our Minotaur friend, of Sagittarius friend, and also while that seems like our mission, also put in our report. I wonder if this machine can be of any use to the SGC for, like, I don't know, scientific research purposes. Having merging animals might be good in, I don't know, creating organs for medical purposes or something. Could do good.
Well, that's a fascinating theory. I'll certainly be interested to see if we can find any useful applications for it.
Yeah, we may also want to, for security reasons, try and figure out if they may have used it to hide their symbiote.
Ooh, that's a fantastic point. Yeah, because if there's, is there any Dr. Leo, is there any health potential health negatives for Goa'uld to combine with the host Is there any potential negative side effects?
Well, other than the fact that the Goa'uld lifespan would be somewhat linked to the lifespan of the host, not from what I can understand, seeing these readings, it would increase the standard host's lifespan 2 to 3 times as long as normal. However, once they're combined, I don't see the Goa'uld or the Tok'ra ever being able to leave that host again. So that would be your negative side, as normally when the host becomes too frail or useless, they either use a sarcophagus or jump to a new host, the second option no longer being available.
And quick question: do we have the SGC lying around? Do we have any Goa'uld or symbiote testers that we could test to see if he shows up? Raven shows up on the shows up as a symbiote to see if this is this a flaw in our security? Would this hypothetically be able to pass? And if so, should we test it?
I don't think it would, with it being partially done. I think it would have to be fully done. The other thing I'm curious about is what would happen to the minds of the host and the symbiote once fully merged.
Well, this is more theoretical. There are two possibilities I can think of. The first is that, much like when a Goa'uld takes over a host body, its mind is far more powerful and able to maintain control on a relatively permanent basis. The other is what we saw in the NID experiment clone thing of Anna and Sekhmet, where a split personality instead develops.
Well, we know with our bull friend that the human in a bull, the human mind takes over. Be interesting to see if the Goa'uld mind takes over, or the split might have to do with the will as well.
Yeah,
Of the
that's why I was
individual.
asking about if he had urges to eat grass or charge red things.
Well, in terms of my guess is that when the Goa'uld or dominant mind takes over, it would be a subconscious choice. However, if they chose to, they could also let go of that dominance and controlling state, much like the Tok'ra already do.
But why would the Goa'uld does not
I
really
do not
fit
believe
there?
the Goa'uld would willingly do so. And you are absolutely correct in your assessment that if someone were to complete this process, it is very possible that they would be able to infiltrate rather effectively societies with the ability to test for Goa'uld presence. Obviously, much like anyone who is a previous host to a Goa'uld, they will have some degree of Naquadah flowing through their blood, I believe. But other than that, I do not see there being much likelihood of it turning up on regular scans. There may be a way to test for it, but without seeing one of these individuals, I wouldn't know for certain.
It might show up in their DNA. You might have to run more genetics tests.
It's a very good suggestion. We could certainly look at that, but again, we would need to have a baseline comparison.
Wouldn't be able to notice
Bored
while we were there.
now!
Okay.
That's
All right, let's go
as Chekhov
to the
just
machine.
sort of looks up from his tablet. Sorry, I do that sometimes.
All right, we'll take you to the machine to start prepping that.
I mean, is it night on the planet yet?
Yeah, from all the information you had about the planet before first going there, you would say that its night cycle has begun.
And let's go before the sun comes back up.
Okay. So you all head through the gate to the planet there.
Yep. I'll leave a report as we're going. I'll do the proper steps, whatever, to inform leadership that we're doing that. But yep.
And it is nighttime. It's just rather challenging to. I'm not
That's fine.
certain how to change a display here to show night.
Put a moon there, yeah.
You would have to use dynamic the lighting layer, but let's not play with that because it's tricky to set up.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So you head back through. You arrive on the planet here. Will someone lead the way to this facility?
Onyx will.
Along with you is basically an SG team who immediately set out towards the village to try and warn you should any villagers get curious and start heading towards this direction at all.
I'll keep an eye out for any pesky villagers.
Well, I mean, I do believe you will need to accompany us, Lilith. It would be rather useful to have you there if we do manage to solve this problem.
I mean, I'm keeping an eye out as we go.
Is it me or is sunlight particularly strange on this planet? I know it's night, but do you see the strange glow in the atmosphere, like northern lights almost sort of thing? It looks like it's pretty. They're the red lights. Do you see them, or is that just me?
Do I see them?
Onyx can probably see them.
Do I see them?
Lilith can see them, yeah.
I'm gonna restart my computer. My internet's being weird.
Okay. What are you talking about, sir? Like, what lights in the sky?
Why is the sky red?
We don't know.
Does anyone have a camera?
I'm sure you have your mobile phone.
All right, I'll look at it through the mobile phone. Though I don't think mobile phone cameras can see infrared.
Yeah, you aim your camera at the sky and it just looks normal through that. It looks like a night sky that you would expect.
Seems it's probably infrared light, but is it natural?
I can't see infrared. Why can I see it? What? You see his head start darting back and forth again.
Welcome back.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so Zhao probably can't see this in the sky either. Can't see these red, looking northern light things that some of the people here can see. So, yeah, Zhao probably can't see it, and neither can Dr. Leo.
All right, I'm gonna pull Zhao aside for a moment.
Yes.
And I'm really thinking that our friend here is not human.
Dr. Leo?
No, the other one.
Most likely.
Just, I thought you should be aware.
Good to keep an eye on him.
Um. Android. You see Dr. Chekhov tapping you repeatedly as he's saying that.
He will just look at Chekhov.
Did you look over this tablet before I got to see it? Did you look through the information?
Negative.
Did you look through like any of the settings or information on any sort of display as the machine was you went inside it.
Shrugs.
I saw that was on the report. You went in it.
He did.
So the people who went in it can see the lights, and the people who didn't can't.
I am not exactly a person.
Uh,
The machine displayed error.
So, wait, why can you see the lines?
Code. It's like it's unlocking something.
Yeah, but you can see it and you haven't been in it.
It's how to explain this? Like it's like it's the code itself like triggers brain chemistry changes. It's well, I think it does. It
I am 100% mechanical.
yeah, whatever. You're you've got vision receptors somewhat similar to designed to similar to people, yes?
Don't know.
Most likely.
So-
He's a mechanical expert.
So
He would
wait,
know.
are you saying that you can see the line because you read the file?
I told you I'm very good with code and math. My guess is, while you're in the machine, the code that I have read through is flashed at a rather high rate through lights or impulses or something inside the machine, and then your brain does everything it can to interpret that, and Android here, uh, even though he's mechanical, his input still took it in. Even though nothing else worked, that part did because of the lights in the machine.
Wait, so you're saying that just reading this code can alter the brain?
Well, only if you can understand it enough.
Well, or if you enter the machine,
Yes.
it'll rewire your brain. Could this be used to send like subliminal messages and like control people to alter the brain in more nefarious ways? If you can trick the mind into seeing a code, I don't see why you couldn't trick the mind into seeing just programmed illusions or other more dastardly things.
I mean, in theory, yes. In this case, I doubt that. I doubt that those who have I doubt the Goa'uld would have realized any of this. But the red lights they have to have an origin. It's like hidden messages. I think it's by putting messages in a certain frequency of light, only those who are exposed to these signals will be able to see them.
Could it be that? Could that be the when he's drawn to the village, I have to go home? Could the signals be telling him to go home? Is that what you're saying?
Quite possibly.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you feel anything when you look at the red light, Minotaur friend?
Happy. Happy. Calm. Pretty lights.
No feeling of wanting to go home.
Pretty lights. Pretty lights. Happy.
That one better expected. Okay, let's move on. And then it will start walking towards the tower.
So as you start getting closer to the tower, Lilith and Onyx, roll me a easy perception check. Wow.
Where's my perception?
I see everything.
Oh, there it is. Me too.
Yeah, the top of the tower, the two floors that look like they're somewhat destroyed, you can see them intact.
Oh.
Wait, what? Do you guys see it destroyed?
Nope.
The top two floors appear to be in ruins, yes, just as your report said.
I see them intact very clearly.
Fascinating.
Yeah, Zhao is seeing them destroyed as well.
I wonder if we could like throw a rock or when we get closer, throw a rock or something up there and see if it goes through us and see if it bounces. You know what I mean? How when we get to the tower, let's have our Minotaur men like throw a rock at the top at the top of it, and all of us will look at the rock.
Or we could use a gun.
I would rather do something less. Be kind of hard to follow a trace of a bullet.
It's called ballistics.
Right, but the bullet we'd have to go and find the bullet. Like could bounce any manner of directions.
It's
Oh
called
wait, I
ballistics.
have a bow and an arrow. Let's just
Ooh, bow and arrow. Bow and arrow works. That works.
just use that.
Yes, bow and arrow works.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe-
So as you keep moving towards the tower, you get to the base of it, and we'll drop you over here for that.
Well, if you want to try and shoot that bow and arrow.
Yeah, could I like attach a flare or a glow stick to it so that we can see it really easy?
If you've got either of those, yes. If you want to use your triumph from the last check, I can say that you've got one without you having put it in your inventory yourself.
Sure.
Okay.
I need to make a list of like standard gear. I think the SGC would provide that.
Yeah, it's probably something that you'd normally take with you, but you know, you had a rather specific goal, so it's a chance that you didn't this time. But with the Triumph, I can use it like that, unless you've got another purpose you'd like to use it for.
Nope, that'd be good.
Okay.
Works.
Yeah. So you can. You're at the base of the tower now. I mean, it's not actually on this map, but I didn't really. Oh no, I can do the base of the tower because we can put you on this one.
Shoot the top of it with the glow stick.
Yeah, I'll shoot where I remember it being ruined before.
Okay. Give me.
You want me to roll? Or...
Yeah, give me a. With the height of it, it'll be a hard range check appropriate to your bow.
Hard is 3?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It falls a little short and hits the floor below. That you know, Zhao and Dr. Leo both see as intact. I think you would have to aim higher at the broken bits.
Yes,
Just
I
try
know
shooting a
that.
normal arrow.
Yeah, okay, I'll just shoot a regular arrow. Boom.
Yeah. So you know, you're a little bit annoyed at Dr. Leo, so you take a little bit of strain, but you shoot another arrow there and hit the bit that looks broken to the other two and looks intact to you. And you see it stick into the wall.
Everyone sees it stick into the wall.
Well,
Or
for both Dr. Leo and Zhao, the arrow disappears.
okay, yeah, that's yep. That'll answer it.
For Lilith, Onyx, and Lilith Optimus, Lilith, Onyx, Dr. Chekhov, and Septimus, the arrow is stuck in the wall on those floors. on the floor that it hit.
So sweet if we had Optimus Prime with us. All right, well, I think we should check out those top floors.
So, let's try and if we can get up there. We'll try.
Yeah, you re-enter the elevator that you did last time, and it's again asking for authorization.
Put in the
Um,
key thing.
This time round, as the last part of your triumph before, Lilith has an epiphany. Just random urge, really, to stare at the console at close range.
Okay.
All floors unlocked.
Huh. It's like I
Well-
have clearance now that I went through that, but I thought they only put test subjects through it. So maybe they are
Oh.
disguising gold.
That's very, very concerning. Especially with the heroes and whatnot, they could easily be infiltrating various groups. Let's head to the. So, what floors are available now?
All of them.
That weren't before.
Oh, that'd
So-
be what appeared to be classified as 6 and 7, but there also appears to be one listed as 8 that was not
Let's go-
listed there before.
Let's go to 8.
Yeah, so you get up into the top level there, level 8, and you're presented with a room that is like nothing you've ever seen before. It is semi-organic in nature.
You mean like, is it like the fleshy walls, or is it like, are the floors breathing, or like, how can we tell that it's organic?
I'm going to.
Is it like a wraith ship?
Not quite. It's hang on. I will. That's a good one to use. There we go. Apparently, there we go. Yeah. So it's semi-organic in nature, and it's I'll pop it here for the moment because for some reason it wasn't there properly. There you go. So it's sort of this purpley pink sort of look to it.
Oh, that's gross.
It's not. It's not like it's more like a somewhat similar to a crystal in terms of its feel. It's but from from what from what Onyx can read with this and what Dr. Leo's readings are, it's it's emitting some form of heat. And those of you who could actually see the top floors can also see like lights emanating from it.
Very weird.
Spooky. Let's head forward.
Oh, there we go. Now it's finally loaded up properly. So I can drop you on it properly here. There you go.
Where do we start? Or like are here?
Uh,
Or-
so the elevator is this spot here that it comes up on. And yeah, as Zal steps out, you're having this trouble actually interpreting this as anything at all. You go between seeing it and thinking you're walking in thin air.
Can I try to just like just to like close my eyes, take a breath, and just like feel to try to like get composure?
Yeah.
I want to take a minute, sit down, take a nice deep breath, and then stand up, close my eyes for like 30 seconds, and then open them. See if I can like force my mind into.
I don't understand what's happening. Are we floating somehow? There appears to be nothing here at all, and yet we're standing on something.
It's called faith.
Oh, like Indiana Jones.
Wait, the robot is telling us to have faith?
No, he's saying that we are standing on faith.
Bible bot. Sorry.
Wait, you said before, Android, you can see all this with the that data pad, right? Can I see that data pad again?
Dr. Chekhov hands it to you.
Can I try and now that I know what I'm looking for, or kind of, can I try to make a check to orient my brain?
Yeah, give me a average physical science with a setback. Yeah, you look through this code much more thoroughly than you did last time, and also somewhat understanding that you're trying to just absorb it as opposed to necessarily understand it. And then you look up from the tablet, and everything's as clear as day. You can see the floors, the walls, the lights emanating from it.
I handed it over to the tablet over to Dr. Leo, and can I try to give him pointers on how to how to interpret it? He's not very
Sure.
good at physical science, but he's a smart guy.
Yeah, you can give him pointers on it. And I will apply that as a boost, I think, instead of the setback. Then he looks up from the tablet. Oh my! Has this always been here?
It's called faith.
Apparently. It is not called faith, robot. Is this like a pool in the middle?
You're not quite sure what it is, looking at it.
Can we ask our biology friend if he what the matter looks like from his expert opinion from genetics? If this place looks kind of alive or whatnot, his first impressions.
Well, it it's got a consistency similar to a liquid, but it doesn't seem to have any flow to it. He sticks his hand in, and it's warm to the touch. Pulling his
That's
hand
nice.
back out, there's left the impression of a hand where he'd put his hand, sort of indented inwards as he dipped his hand in. So it's sort of like if you had jelly or jello, as you might call it,
Okay.
but less crumbly, like it perfectly formed around, rather than break and crack.
It's
I
like a
just hope it's
gelatin
not
like
some kind
substance.
of spawning pool. I don't want to have to fight zerglings today.
That's exactly what I think. Reminds me of.
Fascinating. You know, if I had to take a wild guess in the dark, I would almost say that this particular level was manufactured for as opposed to being entirely natural. If that's the case, what I've just felt could very easily be, well, in regular terms, um, reproduction fluid.
Oh. And you just stuck your hand in it.
Alrighty then. Is this door open?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna peek in here.
The one down the other end of the hall, however, is currently closed.
Is there like a handle, access key?
You don't see anything in particular, but you have an urge to just press against the wall on the left.
Okay.
As you do, around your hand glows a little brighter, and the door opens.
Oh, good. I was afraid I was gonna have to stick my hand in a butthole or something.
You kind of did.
Yeah, so pretty much everything aside from that you've seen so far, aside from the giant pool of stuff, is still pretty crystalline in nature.
This is a Zerg base. Those are minerals. Shit.
And as you enter this room, you see these blue lights emanating in this circular sort of pattern. And every so often, some of the lights there change color in an order as you watch them sort of flash in and stay there all together and then all go back to the same blue. So they change to this sort of orangey color for a second.
Some
Could
kind
it be
of
like
pattern?
battery or synapse, maybe? Like a brain or neurons or something? Communicating. Electrical signals, maybe?
I doubt it, but I have to ask: is the crystalline structure of this place at all related to like Tokra crystals? Like their tunneling crystals?
It's not dissimilar, but it looks like if you had to guess, actually, you know what? Give me what sort of check would it be? It would be a knowledge check of some sort. I think you're looking at
So, biology, some sort of, or minerals. What's minerals?
Unless it's brokers, criminology, or warfare, it's all the same for me.
I think it's going to be it's probably society.
Oh, I got
Okay.
that. What's the difficulty?
Hard.
Do I get a boost for being a Tokra?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'll pass on a boost to you.
And you can also
Okay.
have an upgrade for being a Tokra.
Okay, so boost and upgrade?
Yeah.
I'll take it. God damn. Oh,
Wait.
is that...
Did you upgrade it?
You did not. So just roll a yellow on its own.
Oh, I didn't click off it. That's why. Silly interface, not updating.
That was a
That's
boost.
not a yellow.
Okay. Again, I didn't click off it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so you take a strain, but what you're looking at, you would say is very, very similar to your Tokra crystals, but if you had to make an educated guess, like the Tokra gained this technology from somewhere and the Goa'uld never had it, you almost suspect that it might have a common origin point with this, but that this is somewhat
Interesting.
different.
Very interesting. I guess I never was told where we got these crystals, so
The big difference is that this has not tunneled into anything. It seems to have created itself in, well, I mean, on top of a tower, in essence.
yeah. Unless there was a mountain here before. Oh,
Yeah, and so in the middle of all these lights that keep flashing up orange with some of them every so often, is a bunch of different shaped crystals that seem to be a little bit looser.
do they seem like they might be the ones that make the structure?
Um, Looking at them, like this is what you were looking at when you determined that this might be similar to Tokra crystals. They look incredibly similar to the crystals used to generate the tunnels.
Okay. I'll try taking one. Cautiously.
So yeah, as you take one, um, let's see, where's the um, did that go through okay?
Did what go through?
Maybe it did not. Ah, that's why. Try again. That sort of sound sort of happens as you pick one up.
That's concerning.
What was that sound?
Say deceased?
Talk to it.
Hello, Mr. Rock?
Hello?
It doesn't seem to respond to you.
Worth a shot.
Well, let's continue on. Unless any of you smart people can figure out what that pattern is. Also, is this path actually here?
No, it's just when I was finding maps that would suit this initially, this is the one that came closest.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of figured there wouldn't be a path leading outside of the tower.
So is a crystal like a hard crystal kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I
Does
will
anyone
pocket
want
it
to
because
try
this
and
could be
determine
useful for
anything with
research.
these lights, or are you just going to leave them?
I'm gonna try and see if there's any is there any like old version of like Morse code or anything? Any like patterns or mathemat? Can I try and use like a physical science to see if there's any like pattern common mathematical patterns?
You can do a physical science to try and work out if there's any pattern to this, yeah?
Like, what would be the difficulty of the check?
Average with a setback.
Also get our have our friend check off. See if he wants to. This seems interesting to process.
Seems like something he might be interested in.
So the first thing that Zhao notices about it is that it's 7 symbols.
Hmm.
And the last one, well, the last one is odd, but you can't pinpoint why. Until you suddenly realize it's not quite the same color orange as the others.
Could be like the master switch or something, the most important one.
Wait a second. How many lights are there in that circle?
There is about 40, give or take.
Is it the same number as a Stargate?
Almost.
Almost. Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's really smart. 7 symbols, flashing.
The last one not set in. Mm-hmm.
As
With this,
Yeah.
Chekhov enters the room, he's been in awe of the whole place, sort of looking over it, and he looks at this circle of lights and goes, um, why is it flashing a Stargate address?
See, that's what I thought.
Because it's a Stargate.
No,
It might not
it's
be a
not
Stargate.
a
It might just
Stargate.
be.
Do we know? Does anybody know where the address is?
Well, based on the weird, shady orange last one, that's another galaxy. That's not got a point of origin listed. That's 7 symbols for another galaxy without the point of origin.
Interesting.
The trick here would be correctly identifying what each symbol correlates to. Because these aren't symbols, these are just lights.
Okay, let's not play with it yet.
Let's study it, but let's not do anything. Let's
Yeah,
figure out. Let's figure out what the Stargate address. See if we can figure out what the symbols correlate to, but not put it in or do anything to it yet.
Yeah, let's
Also, we have
record
our
the sequence.
big body and small body up waiting for a solution to their problem. He points to Leaf and Minotaur.
I would like
Yeah.
a solution,
Let's
yes.
let's check out the other way. Though this definitely warrants more study in the future.
Also, why can I understand this small person now?
Understand the small what?
The one with the strange hair.
Wait, what's the one with the strange hair?
He was speaking my language.
No, I wasn't. I was speaking English.
Could it be the Could it be the brain alteration thing, maybe? Because now you're seeing all of this.
Can we tell what language he's speaking?
Yeah, for the first time, Yule heard, like, everyone who just listened to Septimus just then heard it in their, in what they would believe to be their primary spoken language.
Hmm.
That's trippy as hell.
And then you realize, just seconds after he said that, since you've entered this top floor, everything everyone has said has appeared to be in your primary language, no matter what that is, rather than what you would typically hear them speak it in.
Hmm.
It's gonna be really trippy
For Onyx,
me and
you're
Sal
hearing everything as
because
binary, basically.
But that will take forever to translate. So he also speaks binary.
yeah, but for me and probably Zhao, host and symbiote have different primary languages. So.
Yeah. So the both of you have had this weird, strange double language thing happen, except that you've been able to interpret it completely normally, and even didn't notice it up until it was pointed out.
I like to think that my symbiote, the host body, he's just like off doing calculations in his mind, and he's just like, "Stop speaking! Like, shut up! I'm trying to. You're distracting me. I let you take over control so you could like deal with all the external stuff. Shut up, people." Zhao, tell them to be quiet. Guys, can you all keep it down a little bit? Thank you.
Negative.
I tried.
Yeah, so the speed at which Onyx interprets and responds in what he perceives as binary is incredibly fast because you can push out the pulses in a rather fast pace if you really need to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're now just speaking in binary if you want to, and everyone else is interpreting it as they should, just like you're interpreting all of what they're saying as binary.
It's Onyx like speaking like a modem. I was
Let's head
thinking
over
like
here.
old
Let's head down
56K.
here. Oh, is this a wall? Hold on.
No, that's a
Yeah, I
door.
think that goes underneath.
Oh, it does. You're right. Sorry.
That's how you face through the floor.
Yeah, it sort of wraps around the top and slides under. But what you can do is you can see it through the wall. Like the wall is partially transparent to that lower area, so you can see that it's there.
Does this go anywhere right here? It looks like a staircase.
As far as you can figure, it doesn't go anywhere. But as you get closer, the four circular sort of ball-looking things, they start to
Eggs.
go sort of a blue glow and respond to you, but you're not entirely sure how. You just realize that they seem to be reacting to you.
One, two, three, four, five. Oh, there's only five. I'm wondering if they each react to a symbol.
Onyx will try to go another way.
As you get even closer,
So be
it
careful.
changes
I've
shape.
seen this in Atari movie.
What?
I've seen this kind of thing in Atari movie. They're called chest bursters or face huggers. Stay away from them.
Oh, I'll have to watch the movie sometime.
It's called Alien, although it's not very accurate.
Oh, I think I've heard of that movie. If we were gonna go by the advice, shouldn't we be very careful of our android companion?
I wink at Zhao. And give him a knowing nod.
But that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and approach. Maybe these are like delicious eggs.
Yeah, so as you get closer, it changes shape, and one of the ones, the left middle one, gets an imprint on the top of it in the shape of your hand.
Should I feel like I need to press. There's a button. I need to press the button.
Zhao, it might be trying to eat your hand or merge it with something.
Scientific curiosity, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand on the button. This might end very badly.
That's why I'm not there. The guy with the gun is not there.
I've got a gun. I just don't fire it. It fired itself.
How was that gun?
Besides, have you seen the movie? The scientist always needs to activate the obvious trap.
Did you hear any of that? Or
No.
okay.
Very quiet.
Yeah. It's hard to hear. I hear just kind of like noise.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's not going through properly. Yeah, anyway, what you hear is the sound of sort of like a. Hang on, I can maybe do it this way instead. Did you hear that one?
I heard some like gibberish, but I don't know if I didn't really hear any like
Okay.
discernible.
Not sure why it's not going through. Anyway, the sound is somewhat similar to the sound of a Stargate activating.
Oh boy.
What?
It's a little different, but it's very similar to it.
Do I see any noticeable changes around me?
You notice that the the 7 orange lights in the ring, they're no longer flashing. They're solidly on.
Ah, so this is the control. This is control panel.
Is there a wormhole in this?
There is no wormhole there.
Somebody else go to one of these other things. See if there's any other rocks. We might have to like activate it all at the same time.
No.
You don't have to activate it. I just want to see. I just want to test my theory.
No.
I'm going to. This is fascinating.
This is fascinating, but this isn't our purpose.
So the one that Lilith goes to, the one on the far right, gets like an imprint matching your hand size exactly, as it glows blue with the indent there. And the one that Chekhov goes to, it's the far left one that gets the imprint look.
Well, if we activate, we don't have to go through it. So
Are you all pressing it, or are you just?
press it.
Yeah, I'll press it. Even though, we might
Chekhov
be
presses
opening
it.
up a wormhole to another galaxy with something.
And in the center, above all the crystals, is suddenly lights similar to what you saw in the sky of the planet, but with a lot more information.
Is it like data or star maps or?
It's like atoms.
The molecular structure? Like, does it look like DNA structure?
No, it looks like well, it looks like various atoms. In terms of, if I'm going to equate it to something you would possibly know, depends on where you've seen up to in the show. Torment of Tantalus.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
So is this a wormhole?
No, if it's like that, it's information storage, but it's meant to be universal.
Would we be able to read it?
It would take a long time, I think.
Chekhov
Well, we can
just
get
sort of
a.
gets lost looking over it.
Check. Do you see anything interesting about this? You can process the information stupidly fast.
Right, the robot/robot person might be able to read it.
It's a lot of different information. Like it's the atoms represent so many different things, and their formulas and equations, and he presses a different console in front of him. Those ones are addresses.
Does it say where to?
Well, if I'm understanding this right, it's telling me what each light represents on a Stargate. It's
Hmm.
so I can tell you what the 7 symbols are for the address.
Yes. What are the 7 symbols for the address?
Well, as far as I can tell, it's a galaxy relatively close by. Um, Similar distance. I mean, if I'm reading this right, I would say that it's the Andromeda Galaxy.
Hmm. Quick question. I forget. I've watched much of the show. Are all the Stargates in the Milky Way galaxy, or do they go to random galaxies?
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
So all the Stargates pretty much that are gone to, almost all of them that are gone to within SG1 is within the Milky Way, with a few exceptions. The Asgard galaxy has Stargates in it that were seeded by the ancients as well. The Pegasus galaxy is where Atlantis takes place, and is another galaxy that was seeded by the ancients. And the ancients also sent out a ship back in the very early days of the Gate, which explored the universe and seeded planets in various other galaxies and has traveled a hell of a long way at this point. Um, but yeah, as far as you know, like no one was previously aware of gates in the Andromeda galaxy.
Hmm. Well, this is most concerning. It could be where our Goa'uld friend are hiding out, building their replica army. Let's finish up with the task of separating these two, but probably need to send this to HQ ASAP. This is big.
I
Yeah, we need a science team in here, stat, to get as much information as possible.
This is probably like top priority for the SGC.
I might stay a bit longer. This is really interesting.
Well, tell you what, you'll come back with us, because
We
it's
need to
dangerous
fix
to leave
you.
you.
That's
Yeah,
why I
we need to fix. Yes, but how about this? When we head back, we'll probably need to send in a team of researchers, and I can pull rank a little bit, see if I can get you on the team to come back here after this mission is done, because there will undoubtedly be a research squadron sent to analyze this.
I would like that.
Well, let's leave for now, but this is obviously we will return to.
So he follows you both out.
Assuming you didn't see any information there relating to the morphing machine.
Oh, that's a good point. They might have information like that here.
Oh yeah, we can actually check that thing for it. See if we can find any information regarding the bowl, especially.
I think this was meant to be operated with multiple people at once, from what I can understand.
All right. Let's go back and see if we get the bowl, because we really just need the bowl sample. We already have. I'm assuming we took the sample for Lilith.
If we
Septimus,
could,
you want in here too?
what was that? Sorry.
I was asking Septimus if he wanted in here too.
He goes to the last one over here. If Android, could you do the left middle one? Lilith, do the far right one. Zal, do the far left one. I'll do this one. And Minotaur, can you press two of them at the same time? The two middle ones.
Actually, not sure if he can press less than two of them at the same time.
And on my mark, 1, 2, 3, mark.
Oh.
And the center of it changes, and he goes, well, not quite what I was looking for. It's close. Let's try one at a time, and if it doesn't give us the right page, put your hand back where it is. Android, change to actually add your second hand to one of the other ones. You can pick which one. We'll see if it works.
I will go far right.
Okay. No, that's not it. Try one of the other ones.
Middle right.
Well, that's close. Keep it there. Lilith, try another one with your other hand as well.
Alright, I'll try the middle left.
Not quite. Try another one.
The middle right.
Yeah, that's closer. And then Zal, move your hand to one of the other ones rather than adding a
go the
second hand.
far left one.
Ooh, that's it. Well, it certainly tells us how to operate it.
I mean, this machine or the one in the
No,
basement?
the one in the one that you stepped inside of.
That's something.
We still need to find the bull DNA.
Yeah,
Does it tell you how to put it in reverse?
yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
The really interesting thing here is the research notes.
What's interesting about it?
Well, I think whoever built this place uplifted the Goa'uld in the first place. From their primitive form on P3X888 to what they are now, adding the Naquita to their bodies and making them more intelligent.
So those ancient guys didn't do it? The ancient seeding ones?
No, the ancients didn't build this. This is... I don't know what sort of technology this is. This isn't furling. But from everything you've showed me, the thing in the basement is... This is... I mean, it's got some parts of it that I would call furling. But it's like someone else has come along, taken furling technology and put it in amongst their own.
Could be a
And
new
surrounded it with flesh.
Not the Goa'uld.
No, not the Goa'uld.
This could be a far greater threat than we initially thought.
But I think this is the origin of the Goa'uld in their present form, including the Naquita in their blood.
Hmm.
That machine down there.
Interesting.
That machine made gold.
Well,
Upgrade them.
changed them from the primitive state they were on P3X888, as they still are there, into intelligent, sentient beings with the ability to control Naquita-based technology. In fact, I'd be very surprised if these crystalline walls didn't have some degree of Naquita running through them themselves.
That's
Very
scary.
Well,
disturbing if it's true.
I mean, it's scary in the sense that you wouldn't want anything explosive nearby.
Maybe it's good I didn't hit this with the flare.
Well, I think you'd need
Okay,
more
let's-
than just a bit of fire to activate it. But
Huh. Prometheus.
Yeah, let's go down and fix those two.
also, based on the untouched state that I can see, I don't think the Goa'uld have ever made it up to this level.
The plot thickens.
At least not
What do you
based
mean
on the
never made it up
experiments that we've seen. Because there's
Could not even. But we thought that this was whole run by the Goa'uld. Was the Goa'uld just a ploy or just a?
Test subject.
oh I would be I would I think that they have at some point used this facility. I just don't think they ever accessed this. I think they made an assumption that this floor didn't exist. Like, even if they managed to access the other two hidden floors, I don't think they've ever accessed this one.
So they just figured out how to use the clawing machine downstairs and just experimented with it.
I would think so. Because if they
They never
could read
experimented
this,
on
they could do
themselves
a
or
heck
read
of
the
a lot
file?
more with that than they have.
So this hero is just a makeshift solution that they didn't engineer this technology. That's a wrinkle in what I thought. But then the question raises, why was this even created in the first place, if not to control the populace?
It's a
Or maybe it was
research
used to
lab.
control the populace.
I can't tell you what the intentions of the race that built it are. The notes are research notes, and I mean, there's also the page of Stargate addresses we saw before that it was last left on.
I
Most
guess
of
there's
them,
one thing for sure. We have to make sure they don't find this floor.
Oh, we need to get a team up here ASAP. Like probably radio in currently to get a large SGC team to monitor and just chill out here for a little bit.
Yeah, didn't
That's
we have
what-
the team come with us to watch for villagers?
yeah, they went to the village. But
Probably should have them come up here.
Yeah. switch them over to guarding this
Have,
tower.
have them report back. Get some last minute scientists and have them switch over here. It's well fortified, presumably invisible. This actually make a great research base if we don't think the Gould were up here.
Yeah. So
I
two
don't think it
teams
is
come
enough.
through, and some scientists.
Okay, shall we go down and fix those two?
Well, we need to get the DNA first. That's why I'm not.
I mean, we already have your DNA. You are not, well,
The
fully
Bull's
merged.
DNA. Yeah.
If
Well,
they have his DNA, it would be down in the lab. If the Gould haven't been up here, then his
Yeah.
DNA for sure wouldn't be up here.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think I know what I need to for now if we want to try and fix Lilith in the very least.
Okay, let's go ahead and fix Lilith.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So, do we want to head down?
Yeah, let's head straight down.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we'll wait for the SGC team to get these guys to arrive, and then we'll head down.
They seem to be here.
Yep.
Okay, you're quick.
I mean, it's been a little bit of time. I'm just speeding it
Yeah.
along. So all this time, Dr. Leo has been playing in that pool. I say playing. He's more just studying it, but he's just.
I'm about to say, can we get samples? Make sure that's not like addictive or mind altering chemical or something, like a drug.
Dr. Leo, get out of the reproductive pool.
Oh, sorry. It is just so fascinating.
All right, let's come along.
Right. Are we heading down now? Is that the plan?
Yes, we're gonna
Yes.
activate the machine. We found out a lot while you were playing around with the fluids.
Don't be silly. It's only been a few minutes.
You mean hours?
What do you mean hours?
Hours. Check your watch.
What? That's not possible.
Yeah, I wonder if you have been reproduced.
I'm kind of curious if this is. I don't know. I know Dr. Leo. Does Doctor? Can I make a check to see if Dr. Leo seems exceptionally strange, or is this just him being Dr. Leo?
Yeah, you can make a check.
Would that be like knowledge society?
Yeah, but you also know him personally, so if you want to do a social check, I'd also allow that.
Well, what kind of social check would be to like know the person?
Whichever one you want in this case.
Can he use his cooking skill because he knows him through cooking?
Charm, I guess.
You know that this is Dr. Leo being Dr. Leo. When he finds something so incredibly fascinating, he can get lost in it and sometimes lose
Okay.
track of time, though you haven't seen him lose track of time to this degree before.
Okay, I was just, when you're playing with strange fluids, you got to be extra careful.
I'm still making a note to have Dr. Leo checked for any evidence of being cloned when we get back.
Okay. Where is the other map that we were on before? Ah, there it is.
It's that hooded figure again. It's like he's stalking us.
Right. Yeah, so you get down here, back to this chamber here, and the machine that you went inside before.
Are you telling me that you just like walked into this machine? This isn't even like I thought it was like a trap machine, like it didn't look like a machine, but you just walked into that.
And deliberately turned it on.
I wasn't the one that turned it on, okay?
You asked to have
Are
it turned
you
on.
mental? I should get you to a psych eval. like, like, what? This is like the most threatening machine-looking thing I have seen. Like, who looks at this and is like, "Oh yes, I want to be hooked up to that."
The robot did it first.
And you were like, the robot was fine with this in this obviously known biological facility. I'll be fine if I do it.
I'm in the
I gathered
spark
valuable
fly.
intel. I knew what I was doing.
You were in pain.
There you go. I know exactly what I was doing.
Right.
My stand corrected. I guess you did know what you were doing. I see. Oh, I see. You had a master plan with your Toker tech. Okay. I see. My
Exactly.
mistake.
Right.
Alright, so you're sure you can do this without harming host or symbiote?
Well, I'm relatively certain, and with our friend Dr. Chekhov having understood the machine, I assume he can operate it perfectly fine.
I was talking to Dr. Chekhov, not the playing in the pool boy.
Well,
Hey, don't insult Dr. Leo. Only I can insult Dr. Leo.
Fine.
well, I'm gonna need some help with it because I think it's supposed to be controlled properly from both consoles at once, um, and from the reports, it seems like you only used one at a time, which
That's what went wrong. Gotcha.
well, I mean, I imagine it would have been painful either way, but doing only one at a time, if you'd left it kept going based on the notes, I'd say it would have killed you instead of succeeded in the way it should have. Either way, it would
But
hurt a hell of
he
a
knew what
lot.
he was doing.
Yeah, that's why I had him stop.
Well, right, I'm gonna get on the console over here, and I'll like if someone with some decent knowledge of this sort of technology could be on the other console, on the other side, and then
I have guns. Does that help?
I don't.
Does Leo operating like up here?
Yeah, Dr. Leo, gonna need him to operate the main console there, where he can deal with the genetic side of stuff, which is not really my skill set. Well,
Sadly, I can't operate the machine from the inside.
I'll give it a go, whirl. Can you walk me through the process of what I'm supposed to do though?
yeah, I'm gonna lead us through it carefully before we turn it on, so you know exactly what you're doing when. Um, and Dr. Leo can. I know exactly what I've got to do. I've got to put a DNA sample in this chamber. Which one will it be? This one.
I'm making sure that Dr. Leo uses the right samples, which I've made sure to bring along.
Well, I mean, here is your symbiote's DNA and your DNA from the SGC. It's a coin flip as to which one goes in the left and which one goes in the right, but other than that, we'll be fine.
Can I tell which one goes where?
I mean, you didn't really understand the data that was being looked at before. There's no indication.
Fine. Let's be clear. I'm going in with 2 minds. I want to come out with 2 minds. I don't care what happens to my body, though.
Well, we'll put this one here and we'll put the other in this side, and let's hope it's correct. Now, before we go any further, I'm
Leo.
going to do a relatively simple check here.
Wait, should we try this with a mouse and a rat first?
No.
Here we go. I think that's correct. Are we ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
I really don't trust this Leo guy.
Oh, it'll be fine.
So
If you end up as Intellect Devour, I will just shoot his head off.
Zhao, there's, do you see on the display the green looking symbol with how to describe it? It looks like a really terribly drawn stick figure about to get fucked.
Do I see something like that?
Yeah, so I'm going to draw it here to show you exactly what he's just described. So it's a green symbol, and it's kind of like this.
Wonderful.
And that's how he described it, rather than, an upside down L and a T. So, do you see that symbol, Zhao? Do you have that one ready?
Yep. Yep, I got
Dr.
it.
Leo, I want you to know that if I turn into a monster, I'm killing you first.
Oh, don't worry, you won't turn into a monster. You'll be fine.
It'll work out.
Or,
I hope.
or turn into sludge.
Not important.
Then I will shoot your head off.
Zhao, when I say now, I need you to press that symbol. And then there's a blue symbol that looks like a raccoon high on LSD.
Got it.
And / should I use my skill now to do deception for intimidation on Dr. Leo?
Intimidation fits.
He
under
doesn't need any
coercion.
motivation. I mean, he's not gonna try. He's not gonna intentionally fuck you up. If he does fuck up, it'll be by accident.
I feel like he needs to be.
Don't be mean to Dr. Leo. Why are you so mean? He's doing the best he can.
The third
Played it
symbol.
full for hours. He's supposed to be treating people.
He's a doctor.
That's why you can trust him.
See, he is a doctor of human torture.
Zhao, the third symbol is like a red rabbit surrounded by like a harem of rabbits.
That's actually easier to understand. Somehow.
And then the fourth symbol is a yellow one, and it looks like a Stargate.
That's the simplest instruction you gave me so far.
Right. So we're going in that order, and you're gonna wait for when I say now, and then I want you to, as you press it, repeat back to me the symbol so that we know we're not screwing this up. Because if you repeat a different symbol than I've told you, then we're gonna have to undo this quickly before it kills Lilith.
Okay, so the symbols. Let's go over one more time. The symbols were the guy the fucking, then the LC, then the raccoon, right? What was the first one?
The first one was the badly drawn green stick figure about to be fucked.
Okay. The badly green stick figure about to be fucked. Then it's the guy look like he's on high in LSD.
The
Then
raccoon,
it's the
raccoon high on LSD.
raccoon high in, and then it's the bunny with a harem.
Yeah, and make sure it's the blue high raccoon on LSD and the red
The
bunny
blue-
harem.
Blue bunny. Okay, and then the red.
No, red bunny, blue raccoon. High
Red
on
bunny,
LSD.
blue raccoon. Green, the green stick figure, red bunny, and blue raccoon.
Yeah, green stick figure about to be fucked. Then the blue raccoon high on LSD. Then the red bunny with the harem, and then finally the yellow Stargate.
Okay,
You got that?
got that.
Okay. So
This is
Well,
really the best guy you could find.
while they are having this discussion, Onyx will just peek at the console and wonder if there is, don't know, red stick figure about to get fucked, or blue, harem or something like that.
well, there's ones that
Are
look
they-
very similar to his descriptions in different colors, but they're all slightly different to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, Onyx, please make sure they agree on the same symbols.
They seem so.
Seems so.
Right. I'm going to start up the machine now. Dr. Leo, do you know what you have to do? Of course I do. Do you doubt me?
Yes.
At least she is honest.
I have to press the green stick figure. No. Yes.
Yes.
The green stick figure about to
I'm
be
always
fucked.
honest.
No, that's Zal's job. You don't press that one. You watch the readouts and make sure, like, you're not supposed to press buttons until it starts displaying the data to deal with genetics. At which point you should understand genetics well enough to actually do what you need to do with it. You don't press any other buttons, just the ones related to genetics. So I'm not to press the green stick figure about to be fucked. No, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. That's Zal's job. If you do that, then no. Right. So do I need to press the blue one
No.
with the raccoon?
No.
Dr. Leo, if you press any buttons you're not supposed to, I will turn into a snake monster and eat you.
Well, we have quite a few of those.
I don't intend to be eaten today, so I will I will endeavour to only press the ones that I am supposed to press.
Good.
All right, green guy about to be fucked. Blue raccoon, high on LSD, and then the red bunny harm, then yellow Stargate. Got it. That's what I'll do.
Okay, is everyone ready for me to turn this machine on?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. 3, 2, 1, green one. Did you press it?
Green guy about to get green guy about to get fucked.
Yeah. Good. Okay, and next one.
Then the blue raccoon high on LSD.
Yep. Now, Dr. Leo, you should see the genetic readouts, and you should be able to make sure they're separated back to where they should be. Yeah. Of course I see them. I'm not blind. Well, do you want to separate them and get them back to where they should be then? Of course I do. That's what I'm doing. I'm pressing. Well, this one, I think.
Do it right, Dr. Leo.
Yes, definitely this one. And this one, and this one, and there we go. The gold symbiote, Tokra symbiote, rather, separate from the host, and this one. Do I press this one? There's one here that looks like a yellow stick figure standing afield. No.
You don't press the buttons.
No, don't press the yellow stick
Sounds
figure
fun.
standing in a field.
I press the buttons.
The yellow stick figure standing in the field is going to create complete separation. It'll eject the symbiote from the host body. Right, and that's a bad idea. Well, yeah, the symbiote and the host want to stay joined. They just don't want to be fused. I assume. Lilith, can you hear us over the sound of the machine?
Yes, we want to stay together.
Yeah, see? They want to stay together. Very well, I will not press the one that looks like the yellow stick figure in the field. Good. Now, do you want to finish your job? I did, didn't I? No, there's the other one. You gotta. Oh, this one here with the orange dog. It's not a dog. The
Better not
orange
turn me
one
into a
should.
dog.
Onyx, you saw the one here. Can you point the right symbol out? It looks like an orange lantern, like on the back of a horse.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find it, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently that description did nothing for you.
I mean, I have 2 successes.
Yeah, and 2 failures.
Two failures.
They cancel each other out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you see 2 different orange symbols. One that looks like a dog one that looks like a dog in your opinion, and the other one orange that looks like a horse with a lantern on its back. And a third one that looks like another quadruped with something on its back, and you're not sure which one of those 2 it is. You know it's not the one that Dr. Leo's pointing to.
Septicus, help them out.
I'm going the one with the lantern.
Right. Give me a D100 roll.
Can Septicus not help them out?
Yeah, you press the right one.
He knows what a lantern and a dock is, right?
I know how lantern look like.
Right.
Right?
Zal, the blue raccoon on LSD, press a second time now.
Alright, I'll do that again.
And then immediately followed by the red bunnies in a harem.
Yeah, harem. Yep. And then
Not yet.
wait for the Stargate. Yeah, the Stargate. Okay, wait. I'll wait.
And I'm
I feel like
going
this
to...
is the worst idea ever.
Right. And... Excellent. Excellent. And finally, the yellow Stargate.
Yep.
Press it now.
Okay. Now.
The machine starts to shut down. Right. Lilith, are you alive?
Yes?
Excellent. It worked.
Yay! We did it.
Unless he pressed the orange dog. In which
We have a
case,
talk with him.
in about 3 hours, you'll form horrible blisters all over your body.
Let's hope that didn't happen. But
Well,
you're
come on now.
alive. That's good.
Right. I think that's a good place to leave the session. And
Yep.
Mhm.
We didn't horribly kill you. That's good.
right.
That could have ended much worse.
So I will have everyone pick their best skill and roll it with no difficulty.
What skill will Zal pick? Everyone's at the edge of their seat. Ooh. You sneaky motherfucker.
Right. So,
Someone should manage.
Onyx during the course of this, managed to find about 7 naquitograms. Zal found 5 naquitograms and gained a little bit of extra knowledge here, so can pick a single skill to gain a boost die.
Let's do life science. I feel like that is that's appropriate for the session.
And Lilith got really flippin' annoyed at Dr. Leo. As a result, can basically, whenever it comes to interacting with Dr. Leo, you are going to gain an upgrade to any check interacting with him. As your
That's lame.
patience
I
is
don't want to interact with Dr. Leo in the future.
The other thing is you also get 6 naquitograms and
Do I also get superpowers?
Wait for it.
the last part is that you, because of this ordeal and your calmness through it, you gain a promotion.
That's right. I was totally calm the whole time. Also, I just realized I rolled an extra yellow.
Ah,
That's okay. That's just an advantage. So that's just one. Naquagram.
yeah. So you go up one SGC rank with that.
What rank are you currently?
Let me see. Many tabs. I'm currently 3 Lance Corporal.
Oh, so now you're the same rank as I am. Because now you'll be 4.
I go Corporal. What comes with Corporal?
The respected officer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when you change it, it should show you in all the other fields what you get out of it.
How much XP did we get?
10 XP for the session.
Okay. Not enough for promotion. Darn it. Let's just save.
You want to make sure you're higher rank.
Well, it makes the most sense for me to go because leadership.
Yeah.
And leadership is based off of presence, and there's a bunch of skills that you can do with presence that don't revolve fighting. So ideally, in a battle, I'm not even fighting. I'm just telling people what to do, which makes a lot more sense. And so I'm kind of just rushing the leadership to like rank 2 or 3.
When does it upgrade?
Like it starts slow, then it like ranks up pretty fast after.
Yeah, it's you can change the values, like to change what rank it is to see what you get from it, and then change it back to where you are afterwards.
It's also in the character creation tab. There's
Yeah, it's also there.
there's a little thing.
Okay.
The next rank I'll get a boost to leadership, and then one rank after that. Oh, hold on. I only spent 10 last time because I just increased this, so actually I do have enough. Sweet. This is the first 15. Yep. All right.
I think I spent all mine last time. Might have to recount my XP.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the total XP that we gained in all the sessions?
80.
Yeah, then I definitely have. Yeah.
plus the cup one session where previously where everyone got a free SGC
Yeah.
rank.
45 XP. Yeah. Sounds right.
Ah, you got silent communication now.
Yep. And most importantly, the leadership boost. So I'm somewhat good at it now. One more rank and I'll have a rank in it.
More Earth credits. Reach. But
I like
no
how this.
superpowers from that. I'm not half Gould.
No, you haven't gained any extraordinary powers that you have determined so far.
Not yet. Ah.
You may develop flight, but there's only one way to learn it. You have to jump from the tallest building repeatedly. At least more than once.
Weren't you the one that was learning how to fly?
In a in a spaceship, yes.
Um, so the other thing that you get from it, Lilith, with the successes, is you can pick a single skill to gain a boost die.
Ah, cool.
The third success was the advantage over Dr. Leo.
I think I'll go with perception because that is really useful, and I don't have a boost die in that yet.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately for you guys, I'm now a sergeant, so this means I am legally required to call all of you guys maggots. Sorry.
I will shoot your hat off if you do that.
No, I'll call you a bucket of bolts.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's actually appropriate.
You're bolts. You're not flesh, so I can't really call you maggots. So you get to be a bucket of bolts.
Only half of me is maggot-like, and you have one too.
I'm still calling you maggot because I'm the sergeant.
All right, egghead.
All right. See you guys next week.
Yeah, have a good week.
Yep.
Oh, one last question.
Yeah.
I'll use my enhanced perception if I need to. Did I make Dr. Leo cry?
Yeah, he's trying to hide it, but he is somewhat terrified of you now.
Okay. Good. Later, everyone.
So yeah.